Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is Kidlit Joy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a few graphic novels and a manga that are going to be going into my classroom and I thought I would share them with you. So my class are obsessed with graphic novels. My classes for the last couple of years have been obsessed with graphic novels, so I'm always on the lookout for things that are going to be, one, applicable, of high interest to them, and also something that fits the reading levels of the students in my class. Now previously I've had very high readers. I do have some very high readers this year, but I also have some age typical readers in my class as well. And so I needed to start looking for early graphic novels to kind of add to the collection so that I've got a good range of titles and interests and all that sort of thing on my shelf. And so I have a neat little stack that I'm going to be taking into the classroom, and I'm also slowly making my way through actually covering these because of all the books in my collection. These are the ones that need to last the longest. So I have one manga title that I'm going to be taking in. It is Disney's Stitch. This is volume 1. Kids at the moment are obsessed with Lilo and Stitch in particular. So I thought this would be a fun one, and it's always fun to talk to them about the difference between reading manga and reading a graphic novel, since we read it in a different direction. Aside from the images appealing to pretty much everybody in my class, it will appeal to probably my stronger readers, just because the text is smaller, there's a lot more of it. The directionality of reading this is more of a challenge, but also it is high interest, so we'll see how they go with it. Then the rest of these are some more entry-level sort of graphic novels. So there is Cat and Cat Adventures, The Quest for Snacks by Susie Yee. This one is super gorgeous. We have two cat friends who are on a quest to make a potion for unending snacks, I believe. And they end up on this quest to find all of the ingredients, and along the way they make a bunch of new friends, and then they end up helping out these friends, even if it puts them finding their snack potion ingredients at risk. It has big colourful pictures, it has big text. There is not as much text on a page, and when there is more text, it is easy to read. It's also very vibrant and adorable. So I have quite a few kids who I think will be very interested in this. We also don't have it in our school library, so that will appeal to them. I can't remember if we do have this next one in the school library. I don't think we do, or we might have one of them. It is Batcat. This is by Meggie, Ramm. So we have Batcat, who is part bat, part cat, parts of two different types of animals, not really fitting into the world of either of them, and they end up with a ghost in their house and they want to get rid of the ghost, and so they go to the local witch. They want to make a potion. They get sent on a quest to find the ingredients for said potion, and along the way they meet a lot of different characters. They are challenged to think about who they are based on the fact that they are Batcat. They meet bats, they meet cats. They don't really fit in with either group, and neither group really accepts Batcat because Batcat is very different. But through the entire process, Batcat does begin to learn and accept more about themselves, and it is adorable. Again, big pictures, the text is minimal, it is quite large, and it is easy to follow. I'm looking forward to introducing this one to the kids who may not have seen it before. And then last but not least are the Babysitter's Little Sister series. I have the first 2 volumes, yes, volumes 1 and 2. In the series, this follows Karen, who is Christy's sibling. Now, I will be the first to admit that I am not always the biggest fan of graphic novel adaptations of novels. I like things that are original titles personally. However, that said, these are very popular. They are also very appropriate for the age range that I teach. They have very big pictures, minimal text, easy to follow. The directionality is never in question when you're reading these. The characters are also similar in age to the students that I teach, which again makes it more relatable. So volume 1 is Karen's Witch. Karen is going to stay with her dad for the weekend, which means staying with his dad's new family, which includes Christy. Christy is often the one babysitting Karen and the rest of her younger siblings. Karen loves to sneak on the neighbor next door, the old lady who she believes is a witch, and she spends this entire time trying to prove that the woman next door is a witch, with interesting results. And it is very much about Karen learning not to judge people based on their appearance, although she still thinks that the next door neighbor is a witch because she's like 7. Very fun little story. And then we have volume 2, which is Karen's Roller Skates, in which Karen is roller skating. She ends up breaking her wrist and ends up also in a competition with another friend from school who has broken his leg, in terms of who has the best story about breaking their wrist. So every time she tells the story to people, it gets bigger and bigger, because of course it does, while she's on a quest to get someone famous to sign her cast. This is a good one for when you're talking to kids who might have broken a bone for the first time, about what it means to go to the hospital, what it means to get a cast, and also sort of the big feelings that follow afterwards. So yes, that is my little stack that is going into the classroom. We'll do some book talks on them when I take them in, and they'll probably sit on top of the shelf as books that kids can look at for the first week, so that they don't just sit in book boxes, because my kids love to take every book in a series and put them in their book boxes, and then no one else gets to read them. So all new books get a little bit of a spotlight shelf for a period of time so that everyone gets a chance to have a look through them before people start putting them in book boxes and I never see them again. In the comments, I would love to know, do you have any other recommendations for early graphic novels? Feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, feel free to leave me a cat emoji to let me know that you're here. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.